do naps, lol. And then your late night live, like y'all are still up at like 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes, and it's like, well, I haven't been up since past that, but when I wake up, I'm like, look at my phone, I'm like, they are still live.
Dave's just trying to have a longer live than Amy.
Yes. Well, somebody did. Wait. Somebody did a 5-hour live the other night. Who was that? Was that Lori? Or was that you?
Not this guy.
I can't remember who did it. Let's see.
Hey.
We have Camp Spot CS046. Whoop whoop.
All right, you get to post everybody's channel because I'm in the panel.
Hi, Roger.
Hi, Roger.
There is Mike, the Rusty Garage and Homestead. He'll be there at 10 Killer.
That's awesome.
Hello.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Heather.
Let's see. Hi, Dan.
And just for the record, Johnny, whenever she stops posting things, you're going to see, if you look under my name, you're going to see something just for you, Johnny.
I seen it.
Hi, Derek. She don't do naps very often.
I even seen Derek Fowler on a live the other night. Wow.
Absolutely.
No pickles or ice cream tonight, Paul?
Took my dad out for Mexican tonight, and his birthday's on Thursday, but I'm busy on Thursday night, so we treated him to supper.
So Papia's in.
He's not doing all that great. His knees are in really bad shape. He'll probably never have them worked on.
Nice.
He's not a new model either. He's a 1947 model, so
the old ones are better anyway.
Maybe.
Oh, look at the doggy.
Oh.
Hi, doggies.
Hey, Faith, there's a dog. Faith. She's on.
She said that's not Diesel. Look.
There we go.
There's Diesel right there.
Oh. Want to come up and cuddle?
Diesel. Oh. Diesel. He's like, wait, hold on a minute. I don't know that voice.
How does that computer know my name?
Look at that face.
Oh, look at this. I'm not camera shy.
Right.
Roger, you're gonna have to get their own channel for them.
Oh yeah, I don't ever have enough time. I haven't even posted a video in like 2 months.
Hi, Carol.
I'm getting there. I haven't posted much of a video in a couple weeks.
I have yet to post one.
Every time I think I'm gonna film something, I think to myself, I just need to get it done. I don't have time to mess with the camera.
Right.
So.
Hello, JS. Hello, Shalom.
Yep. Yes, we met a base camp at BAMFest. Yep, that's where we started our adventure of knowing each other.
I saw his Jeep in the parking lot, and I was like, that has a YouTube sticker on it. I bet I know why he's here. Didn't know who it was, and I went inside. I was like, okay, one of these people has that Jeep. Who's got the Jeep?
That was me.
Yep.
Shortly after that trip, I started getting actually kind of on my way home, I started getting a bad vibration.
Yeah.
And I kind of ignored it, kept driving it. And about maybe 2 weeks later, I went to Tractor Supply, which is about half an hour away from here. And I come out from Tractor Supply, and I just happened to look down, and the back passenger side tire was showing the steel belting. So I immediately put the spare on, which was a brand new tire, but about 8 years old. Drove it back to my property and got on Discount Tires website and ordered new tires.
Got your goodie out of the one that was showing the metal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna have to get tires for.
Well, it's crazy is I bought those tires used. I bought wheels and tires off of eBay, when I was living in Houston. And I saw them, figured out it was a company in Houston, called them and said, "Hey, I just saw your eBay post about these wheels and tires. I don't want to pay $300 shipping for you to ship them across Houston. Can I come to y'all's company and buy them?" And they said, "Come on."
Nice.
When I bought them, I said, "They're used. If I can get a year out of them, I'll be fine." And they lasted me almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Beating the odds there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But it sure hurt buying 5 brand new tires.
I bet it did. I've got 2 years so far out of the 2 I got for the front of mine because they were kind of dry rotted. I need to get some more for the back because they're just as old. So, but where it was sitting before I bought it, the front was worse than the back because it was kind of halfway tucked up in some stuff, so it didn't get as bad on the back. So I just got 2 new ones for the front because if I had one blow up, I didn't want it to be on the on the steer axles. I wanted it on the back wheels.
Yeah.
But I need to go get 2 more.
I have a friend who was a salesman that put a lot of miles on. He told me, he said, "You know those tires called Goodyear?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "They should be called Good 6 months."
I bought BF Goodwrench. I've heard a lot of good reviews for them. So
I like BFGs.
I got the KO2 all-terrain.
Yeah.
Not quite as meaty of a tread as what I had on it before, but they sure are quieter and ride nicer. I had them put on, and it felt like I was driving a brand new Jeep again.
Yeah.
Mine are neither of those things. They're not smooth or quiet at all. They're like squares. But I can't complain. I think a lot of the problem with mine riding a little rougher than, all her cars is because I've got the solid front axle in the front, so it's just a tank. It's gonna be rough. I just have to live with it.
Same with a Jeep. I expect it to be rough and bouncy.
Anytime you have solid front axles like that, it's gonna be rough. Plus, I have the military tires, the Humvee tires, and they don't care about being smooth or ride quality on the Humvees because they beat the crap out of you anyway. So creature comforts are kind of lacking in military vehicles. They don't make them like Cadillacs because they're not Cadillacs.
Yeah. No, there was a BF Goodrich plant in Miami, Oklahoma. It wasn't Goodyear. And
Hi, Maribel.
My dad worked there till they closed in 1985.
Give my babies a hug. They're probably watching. Papa, Gigi.
I don't think I got to say it in person. I said it by writing it in a language that nobody understands, but congratulations.
Thanks. Thank you so much. He is just this tiny little baby.
He's not that little. Our kids.
He was born.
Faith and Christopher were smaller. So
he was born 6 pounds 6 ounces. When they weighed him today, he was like 5'14" and a half or something like that. So
that's a good sized kid.
He's got all that hair. Man,
that dude does have some hair.
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
He has some hair.
So the goal you set tonight, Amy, is that going to be for Corbin's tractor?
No.
What?
But let me tell you, that boy is all about tractors.
Jeez.
About tractors.
He needs to get get him a tractor that just like Peepaw or Chris. I don't know what. Can't remember what he.
Woohoo! Thank you, Derek.
I am Pawpaw. My dad was Peepaw.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I did Pawpaw because that's what my dad's dad was. So I just recycled it.
Okay.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you. That's right. They always lose a few ounces after they're born.
Yeah.
Every baby does that.
They go from getting
cannot stand this doctor.
Fed easy to having to figure out how to eat themselves. So they, it's a learning curve.
Yeah, I think baby girl's going to be small like Faith.
I noticed in the video that Faith, when she was helping Dad there to build that bed, she was actually getting a bump.
Oh yeah, she's got that
Yeah,
bump going.
Golly, she's finally showing.
Hi, Anita.
Hi, Anita. Thank you. And I'm thanking
what's
her
in the
ahead of time,
fridge?
Paul.
Oh, what are you thanking her for that I don't know about?
Remember my request?
I could be blissfully ignorant about this stuff, you know.
If she had a 10-pounder, that'd be half her weight.
It had to be. It was in regards to a tumbler.
Yeah, Chris wants a cup.
Oh, like this one?
This
yeah, like that one.
Like that one?
You already got one.
Thank you, Miss Anita.
You're welcome.
Paul, it finally worked. Look at this.
Wow.
Comment.
Oh, here. Let me see.
It's working. It's working.
It's working.
Maribel says, I don't know who said something about Corbin's tractor, but now he's yelling, my tractor.
My tractor. My tractor. I can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it.
He does.
Oh.
And there ain't no telling that boy no. No, we're not going to the tractor. And he goes to the tractor and he's like, key. I'm like, no, I got the key because you won't leave it alone. He's like, oh, key. And he points where the key goes. I'm like, no.
You saw the hat he was
then
wearing.
he leans down and he pretends he picks up a key and sticks it down there where the key goes and turns it and he goes, he shakes. I'm like, all right. Everything's correct. Yes.
She said I need to get with her and ask her about the cups, Dad.
Yes, that's
She's talking about Anita.
That's what I was telling you about.
Yep.
Well, the way to get with Anita is to email her, and her email is acneater, NEETER, at
Isn't it on the card?
Yeah, it's on the card.
Probably. Yep, that's the way to get with her.
Gotcha.
It works.
If Faith has a 10-pounder, I'll eat kale. Gross.
If Faith had a 10-pounder, she'd probably lose 3 inches of height. She'd be 4'11".
Texas. Corbin's Tractor Fund.
Hey, I wonder if I still got that.
I'm promoting it. I am promoting it.
I wonder.
Hey, gotta take care of that
no
young
10-pounder. No 10-pounder. Ew.
My youngest son was 9 pounds 2 ounces when he was born, and he was so chubby that they had to pry his eyes open to tell what color they were. They had us putting salve in his eyes for a couple of days, and finally when we got home with him, he says, I ain't doing that no more. And he got to where he could see pretty quick, but yeah, both of our boys were pretty good size.
I was 9'6" when I was born.
Yeah, that's
and now
really?
You're what, 6'6" in height?
6'4".
I missed it by 2.
I used to be 6 foot. I've gotten past the growing up age, and now I'm spreading out.
Hi, Emily.
I started spreading out before I started growing up.
Did you?
Oh, you're not big. You're fluffy.
Thank you very much. Now keep your opinions to yourself down there.
Hey, I'm right there behind you. You know, if I see a donut, even though I'm still waiting for donuts, and
Oh.
I froze. Am I moving now?
You're moving.
Okay. I heard keep your opinions to yourself, and then everybody went quiet.
Wow.
He was dogging me, you know.
Hi, Rebecca.
I'll send Angel a couple of boxes of oatmeal cream cookies, Paul.
Oh, don't do that, please. I have to open all them things.
Hi, PG.
I just have to open every one of them to see if there was really oatmeal cream pie in there.
Well, Bunny likes them, and Brownie does too.
You know, one thing that a lot of people don't know that cows will do, and that is eat bread. You can go to a bread store and get some day-old bread. A lot of the time they sell that stuff really cheap. And
Look at that fish.
I've had 2 different guys that I've bought herd bulls from that could go out in the pasture, and they just take a slice of that bread and fling it.
Hi,
The
TJ.
cow would catch it in her mouth and eat it. Mm-hmm.
Diesel says hi.
Hi,
Yeah.
Diesel.
Diesel.
you
Diesel.
Now he's looking behind the laptop trying to figure out what it's going to be. He doesn't get sounds from TV and laptops. He hears a car on the TV and thinks somebody's driving by, and he goes running to the front of the bus barking.
Hey, I have trouble with that here in the house. I was sitting here on the computer watching a video last night, and I'm like, what is that siren? I'm looking on what I'm watching, but it's not on there. It's outside.
We don't get a whole lot of traffic out here, and every time there's a car drives by, if the front door of the bus is open, he'll go running out. It's inside a fence, so he's not going anywhere, but he'll go running out barking and screaming, and there's a doorbell on the TV. He jumps up and runs to the front of the bus barking. I'm like, we don't have a doorbell. Where are you going?
Nita called me from the kids' the other day and told me she seen our dog Sam chasing a guy riding a bicycle. And I'm like, are you serious? Did you get any video of this? I didn't know Sam could ride a bicycle.
I knew where you were going with that as soon as you said it. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, they said we should make guesses on how much she'll weigh. Don't ask the comments because they'll say 10 pounders, 9 pounders.
It's going to be this big.
Dale needs to come up.
Big old crappie.
Big old crappie. He needs
Big old crappie.
Except Amy, the other day when she's trying to reach for her camera to turn it off, it was like, I can't reach it. I was waiting for those pallets to go.
It's gonna be a big old crappie.
And then Chris comes back and go, what the heck happened? He go, there was a big wind.
That's Dan over here at Commerce.
Yes.
I had a good friend who was also a pastor who worked until he retired from BF Goodrich. And he told me a lot of cool stories about some stuff they did over there at Miami. They had a tractor tire test track. And it was, I don't know if it was paved or it was dirt, probably paved. But they had an M Farmall tractor, one of those narrow front end deals. And they would tie the steering wheel to where it could only go in a big circle. And they had the thing weighted, and they would test the wear on back tires by filling it up with gas and starting it off on that track and just leaving it run. And they just leave the thing run out there till it run out of gas. And then they'd measure how much tread wear it had on it for however many miles it had drove. Can you just picture going to a place and seeing a tractor out there driving in big circles and nobody on
Hi,
it?
Kevin.
I think that would make me some kind of nervous.
Reminds me of the video of the guy that tied his lawnmower to a tree
Yeah.
and let it sit there and go in circles. And each time it went around, it got a little closer to the tree because the rope was wrapping around the tree. He's sitting out there in a lawn chair watching his lawnmower mow the yard for him.
Lauren, they were cream filled.
Were they the big oat milk cream pies or the little ones?
It was the big big Cheerios. They're much better. The big Cheerios, the ones with a hole in the middle, they're much better than the little ones. Maybe I was doing it wrong.
This is what I want to give for Corbin.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
He
Well,
would have a blast.
The best part is it's remote control, so I can sit over there and cruise him around before he even learns how to do it himself.
well, Chris, there's $5 in the kitty, so that goes to Corbin.
That's better than my
doesn't go to
tractor.
them high knees.
Well, y'all put the choice. Yeah, he'd love that.
Yeah.
He would love that.
I can just see
Absolutely.
Chris driving the tractor and everything going.
Quarters
Yeah.
right there behind me. I can't hardly do anything on the tractor with him here because he wants me to take him with him everywhere.
There we go. I love it. I love it.
Right? They all get like animal nicknames.
Crappie.
And we can go to get one of those stuffed fish pillow things. That'd be hilarious. Put that in the crib with her.
He said, forget what I said
Don't
Don't
earlier.
they make I know they make the bass things, but do they make a crappie?
Amazon got everything. They gotta have a crappie. Come on.
You can get one and hack it to sing nursery rhymes.
There you go.
We are going to the Mid America meetup. Yes, we are.
Yep.
I feel like I've missed
Y'all,
so
I'm not
much.
interested in parting in anyone's mouth. Yep.
Just
William
like
is
baby,
emu.
baby emu.
Baby emu. Yep.
I
That
could be
boy's
a
getting
little
so
bit
big.
busy. Don't think I'm going to make Mid-America. If I had a guess, I'd say I'd be trying to bale hay. The weather.
Miss Amy, I have a message for you
Okay.
via phone. Trey says he just came in. We are eating supper now. I'll jump on shortly when I'm done.
That's
Oh.
it. I'm leaving.
I texted him. I said, in case you forgot, I told him, I said, in case you forgot, Amy's live. Because,
So, Del Nana won't be at Mid America.
Right. Dale's got
Yeah.
graduation.
He's got graduation and stuff.
He's got to be there.
so that means we got to get
Contractually
multiple hugs
obligated.
from him.
Yeah, Amir needs a nickname.
Mayor. He's the mayor guy. Mayor.
Amir.
Yeah.
Mayor.
He is just too cute. Amir.
Well, if Amy's going to be a crappie, then call him Bass. Call him their Bass.
Tina's not going to Mid America. Okay.
But Tina, you are coming. You and Eric are coming to Chin Killer, right?
Are you going to be there, Chris?
Yes, because I want a pin.
Never mind. They probably won't come then. I'm just messing with you. I got them. I got them.
I want an orange pin.
Tough crap. They don't come in orange.
Is there only one color?
It's a tough person.
No, there's 4.
There's 4 colors. What
What
colors
color?
are there?
He's digging them out. Calm down.
I'm going to bigify you.
Give the man a minute.
Hold on.
Amy, can you just chill?
No.
There you go.
All right, the
Oh,
blue.
look at those colors.
But you want
I got to go blue
Okay.
then.
How's that one guy, Tavin Dillard, say? Aren't they beautiful?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Look
Is
at that
that purple?
purple.
What are y'all doing?
What are y'all doing?
That's priceless.
There's no pink.
Nope.
No pink.
4
There's
colors.
purple.
I
there's
haven't carried one of them in my pocket to see if I could break them yet either, though. So, yeah.
Jennifer says pink or purple. Purple. I know that was a pretty blue, huh?
Well, technically.
She likes the blue. Wonder why she likes the blue. Huh. Tina, wonder why she would like the blue pen.
Hold on. Hold
Hang
on,
on,
Kevin.
Let me see if it writes blue. Man, if it writes blue, it'd be the trifecta for Tina, wouldn't it?
All right.
Not going to any meetups still has me wanting to go to the pond and catch those big old crappies. I think they all write black.
They're all black. All right, black.
Oh, Dale says green for him.
Oh, wonder why. Why? I can't understand why. Well, Lauren, if I'll see you, hassle me about a pen, but don't think you'll have better luck on your taxes just trying a different pen.
I'm not even going to talk about taxes.
Well, there's Carl Williams.
Hi, Carl. I like the blue one and the purple one too. Hey, you know what, Paul? I'll take any pin you give me. And then I'll pretend you didn't give me one.
Oh, wait a
And
minute.
then I'll pretend that you didn't give me one. And then I'll go back later on and be like, hey, I need another pin.
I'll make yours really special then. Hey, Carl Williams. I seen you commented on one of my videos, probably Bible time or something. Thank you for commenting.
Lauren, I'll call you and you can do my taxes for me then. Maybe you'll have better luck.
I actually am not sure that's not Trey's dad. Carl, are you Trey's dad? Or are you
pretty sure
Trey?
it is. I think it is.
I think he said once that they was actually all Carl, so I don't know. Maybe he'll tell us. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Any color for me. And Faith says she's going straight for a hug from Dale and Nana. And he says, you'll probably knock me down with that 10-pound baby.
Yeah, because you know Dale loves them hugs.
Right.
Yes. He can't fight him. So is there going to be a...
See? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Trey's dad.
It's Trey's dad.
That's what I thought.
So Roger, is there going to be another video soon?
Hopefully.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to add a water heater to the bus.
Nice.
So I'm going to do my plumbing system, and my outdoor shower heater froze. So I'm kind of frustrated with it. It's according to the manual, there's a little brass plug on the bottom and you unscrew it and it's supposed to drain all the water out. I did that, left to go out of town, and when I came back it was busted.
Man.
So I ordered a new one. This one's actually an RV one's designed to be in the... So as soon as it gets here this week, hopefully I'm going to be installing it in the bus, and then I'm going to build a water tower, kind of. So
Cool.
hopefully some
Can't
videos
wait.
coming soon.
All right. I'll keep a lookout.
But obviously I've been busy. I mean, I've got closets and
Insulation.
Yeah.
insulation and got a diesel heater.
Awesome.
He's even
It's
got
been
himself
nice.
a TV up there.
It's a lot better than that little 4x8 camper I lived in for 8 months.
Oh,
Right.
You got more
Wow.
room?
So
Yeah.
are you kind of to the back of the bus right now?
Yeah, I've actually got, like, that's the front. I don't know
Yeah.
if you can see it. It's not enough light, but that's the front driver's seat up there
I see it
on
now.
that side. And then the back, this back wall is actually 4 feet from the back of the bus, and I can open this door up and little storage area in the back, so that I have a place to store stuff. All of this is temporary for me to have a place to live while I build a cabin. So I'm not finishing anything out. The walls are going to stay purple, and I'm not going to be insulating the rest of the bus because it's all, as soon as I finish, as soon as I build a cabin, I'll be moving out of this, and then I'm going to rip all this out and do probably at least a 12-inch, maybe an 18-inch roof raise on the bus. And that's when I'll do the final build. But
Most people I've talked to about it,
See you in a bit.
they like a 14 is pretty common anyway for the roof
Yeah.
raises.
I want to do at least 12.
A flat nose bus or no?
No, it's a dog nose.
Okay.
I want to do at least 12 because I'm 6'4", and with all the insulation and everything out between the ribs of the bus, I can stand up.
Yeah.
But in here with the insulation up, I can't stand up all the way. So,
Right.
And then I want to put, when I do the actual build, I want to put at least a couple of inches of insulation on the floor.
Right.
So I need to have enough space to be able to add insulation on the floor, add insulation on the roof, and still have a little bit of headroom. So I'm going to do at least 12. Thought about doing 18, but that might be a little too high. So maybe I'll think about 14. That might be a good height.
Roger, what is your?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, what's your golden retriever's name? There was a question.
Gunner.
Gunner. Did you get that, Lauren?
Yeah, Lauren says her dog is crushing on yours.
Aw.
I'm sure Gunner would crush back.
Hi, Wanda.
And he'd be able to do something too. Diesel can't.
Oh, poor Diesel.
Oh,
Poor Diesel.
Well,
Gibbs is the same
Diesel,
way.
yeah, Gibbs is the same way.
Diesel only had one when he was born, so I had to have it done because if not, he could have developed cancer.
Uh,
And boxers are already prone to cancer, so
Yeah.
I didn't want to take any chances.
Hi, Wanda.
Hmm.
Sierra Smitten. Aw.
Speaking of Diesel, how's Diesel the pig?
Oh, he is growing. He's a big old pig.
And he's like, you start to see like definition and chisel in his muscle and stuff. It's not just fat. He's definitely, you can tell he's like his daddy.
Yes.
You can tell I have not been caught up on videos because I'm asking questions
He's
from
a big old piggy. Big
Thank
old boy.
He's
like
Yeah.
2 months ago.
Good.
Oh, Derek said get Faith a pizza. Oh, thank you, Derek. He sent
She
$10.
needs to go eat cheeseburgers.
Right? She needs a
Break
cheeseburger.
into the triple digits.
But she's all about the pickles, y'all. When I saw Paul eating pickles and then later on he had ice cream
Uh-huh.
and stuff on Trey's Live. It was
Yeah.
Trey's Live, right? Yeah. I was like, Faith is all about the pickles. Those pickle bites that they sell inside those packages. Yep.
You need to get her some of those Wickles.
The Wickles.
Oh,
She ordered one of those chamoy pickles. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's a chamoy pickle, and it has all kinds of stuff added to it.
There he goes.
I'm
And talking of pickles, I was
Yes,
so mad.
he does. Derek is awesome. Thank you so much.
I was back in Houston.
muy caliente.
Are they dill or are they sweet
No,
pickles?
these are kind of sweet.
Nice.
They're kind of
You know,
sweet. But there's a pepper floating around in there somewhere. Oh boy.
The Kroger near where I used to live in Houston used to sell a spicy dill that Clausen made, and I got hooked on them, and then they quit selling them.
Yeah, ain't that just the way?
For years, I'm like, I wish they would still have those pickles. I was back down there a couple of weeks ago, and I went into that Kroger, and they had spicy Clausen pickles. I was like, where was this one the last 2 years I lived here? So I bought a jar. I would have bought more, but the Clausens have to be refrigerated because they're sold cold, and I didn't have any way to transport them. So I bought a jar for while I was there, and I did bring it back though, and save the pickle juice. So anytime I buy Clausen pickles, I just pour that spicy juice in there with them.
What state are you in, Roger? Are
I'm
you
in Texas.
In Texas?
Yeah, I'm in East Texas, between Sam Rayburn and Sabine, or Toledo Bend.
Nacogdoches?
No, I'm about at least an hour east of Nacogdoches.
Chris, Texas Raider, is not in Texas.
I used to be.
Yeah,
I used to could. You give me a minute, I might could again.
I used to be real fit too.
You know where Pineland is?
Yes.
That's the closest town to me.
Hi, Ed.
About 10 miles from Pineland.
And my sister lives in Beaumont or Beaumont.
Beaumont.
And I used to work at the Orange County Sheriff's Department in Southeast Texas.
Hey, you brought it up. Did you know Joe Diffie was colorblind?
I brought it up.
Yep, Beaumont, Texas made me think country music, and I obviously like Joe Diffie's music, so I just pointed right to Joe Diffie. Did you know Joe Diffie was colorblind?
No.
He's a little bit dead now, but he was colorblind. He was actually one of the players in one of his songs, and it was his girlfriend, I guess, that was colorblind, because in that song he sang, how'd that go? It was in John Deere Green.
Yeah.
On a hot summer night, he wrote Billy Bob loves Charlene in letters 10 foot high. And the whole town said the fool should have used red, but it looked good to Charlene. Obviously, she was colorblind.
Yeah.
I tried telling that to Dale, and I just went.
He's hung up on John Deere Green. He didn't hear nothing else.
Yeah, just a little bit. I told that whole mess of that to one of Dakota's girlfriends, my youngest son. And she looks at me and goes, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Just ask anybody. So everybody she talked to after that for a while, she was saying, "Did you know that girl Charlene in Joe Diffie's song was colorblind?"
It's all right. If you're from Texas, you know who the king is of Texas. George Strait.
I was singing a little George Strait earlier.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hi, Ed.
Oh.
Hi, Ed.
You know, it's funny because I grew up hating country music. And then I hit about probably 35 years old, and just something inside me changed, and all the music I used to listen to growing up was like, and now that's all I listen to is country. The only country I used to listen to back in the day was the occasional Garth Brooks song, occasional George Strait song, and then random like one-off songs from artists I don't even know, just something catchy about it. And I'm like, oh, I can give you an example. All the lights in the house are on. I have no idea who the guy's name is that sings it, but for some reason I always loved that song, and I hated country music.
Trace Adkins. Was it Trace Adkins?
That sounds right.
I don't listen to country music anymore. Any of this new stuff, I'm at a loss.
I definitely like the older stuff.
What?
I love now that I'm getting older, I don't have to pay for it, so I can just find it on YouTube and let it play.
Old country music is the best country music. I have to agree.
Yeah.
I have to agree.
Garth Brooks is no longer Garth Brooks. He's not the same after his divorce and remarriage.
He's not preaching. She's over here amening you from the back row. Yeah, you.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Because, I mean, when Garth Brooks was Garth Brooks originally, I mean, he was great. He cared about his fans. But now it's, yeah.
Oh, he put on a good show. We
yeah.
seen him in Joplin, Missouri, Joplin's Memorial Hall, which is like not a big venue. And he sold the place out. 2 shows in under 4 hours. And I can't remember what year that was.
Well, see, I saw him in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. He sang every song that he had and came out and crawled up on top of 2 6-foot-tall speakers that was stacked up and played his guitar and sang "Please Come to Boston." And he was rocking the speakers back and forth so hard that there was like 4 stagehands trying to keep the one sitting on top of it.
All right, I'll be right back. I gotta go let Faith out.
Okay.
He doesn't want pickles or ice cream, but she just wants out.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read what Jennifer said, Paul? Beyonce is not country. I'm just saying.
That ain't country.
She released a country album.
She's not country. I don't care. She's
Beyonce. For one thing, I only know of one artist that was a country artist that only had one name.
She is not a country artist.
And it was Sylvia, and that's from the 70s. Think about it. Everybody else had two names. Even if it wasn't your name, like Conway Twitty. That wasn't his name.
I don't follow. Oh, go ahead, Paul.
His name was something totally different.
There's a bunch you could know who somebody's talking about if they just say one of their names, though.
Yeah.
Like Willie.
There's a lot of them that are on a one-name basis after so long.
The thing that come out about Garth Brooks being at Memorial Hall was he said he'd never play that venue again because it's too small. But Tina says she was there. Which one did you go to, Tina? The earlier or the late one? I can't remember which one we went to.
We went to the late.
I was thinking it was the late one.
I was never big into going to concerts, but I saw Reba at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo back when I was in high school, when I didn't like country music, but a friend invited me to go with their family, so I went. And then when I was in college in Nacogdoches, I saw Willie Nelson. That was back during his community service days from his tax evasion, and he was playing little tiny rodeos all over East Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And me and some friends drove to some little town, I don't even know what town it was, to go watch Willie play at this little tiny rodeo that there may have been 50 people in the audience.
Wow. My mom was in the Reba fan club, and she came to Memorial Hall in Joplin a few times. And when I was like in somewhere between the 5th and 7th grade, she came, and my mom actually had backstage passes because she was in her fan club. And I got my picture took with Reba. I was taller than her when I was in like the 5th or 6th grade, however old I was.
I tell you what, Reba, she cares. She donates a lot of money to the Texoma Medical Center and all that. She does. She's a good-hearted person.
Yeah, she come from a family of calf ropers. If you didn't know, Pake McIntyre. I don't know if he ever won the world, but he got up there.
Daniels one time.
Yeah, we saw Charlie Daniels.
That dude will straight jack up a fiddle bow. Like he's got another one back here because he knows he's going to screw this one up. He just tears them up. It's nuts, and he knows. He knows going straight in. He knows he's going to screw that first one up, so he just tears the crap out of it, tosses it, and grabs the second one, keeps going, never messes up the song. It's just nuts.
Oh, look, I'm lurking, just eating and all that good stuff. So hello, everyone. Well, hello, Trey. What's up, Trey?
Well, he's not on panel, so I don't have to put my Trey hat on.
Oh, man, I forgot to do that. Everybody on panel had our Louisiana Life hats on.
Except Johnny.
I was gonna take a hat and tape a piece of paper, and it says "Our Louisiana Life" because I ain't got one of those.
Do you want me to send you the logo so you can copy it and do your what is that? What is that?
Draw it.
No, your labeler thing, your creator or whatever.
Cricket.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw George Strait when I was a kid.
I haven't seen George Strait in concert.
I was little.
I have not.
Yeah, that was awkward.
I froze again.
You know, the worst part about freezing would be is if you froze when you was picking your nose. That would be the most awfulest.
Yeah.
Paul is the expert on freezing. One time he froze for like 25 minutes.
Nobody even noticed. I just kept talking.
Chris took a screenshot one time.
Yeah.
Or he took a picture. Yeah.
Now that
Chris is gonna look through his phone.
Yeah.
I think I still have that.
Oh, I have an album that says Paul Case.
Uh-oh.
Ah,
I think now that the
See,
weather's
And if you don't believe me, there it is. There's the album.
That ain't good. Man, you got too much time on your hands.
I think now that the
my
weather's warming up
goodness.
and the leaves are starting to grow back on the trees, my Starlink's not as good.
Mm.
It's starting to block the
And
signal.
then, of course,
Do I look
I've only got one of Johnny Gillum.
Do I look like that dude on Fat Albert? Never mind. Don't answer that.
Only us old folks know who that is.
Yeah, nobody has any idea.
And then,
Do they?
if anybody knows who this guy is, he's lost and found.
Lurking must be fun. I don't know. LOL.
Your photos remind me of back during COVID. Had to started working from home, and my boss for the first probably 2 or 3 months asked us to take a picture and text it to him once a week to just let him know that we were okay. He wanted to see a picture of us so I started taking the funniest pictures I could think of. I was like, one picture I had an armful of cleaning supplies and toilet paper, and one picture I'd made myself a foil hat and put it on. One picture I was wearing like a respirator, and seeing your pictures on the phone there reminds me of that.
Amy, check your phone.
Check my phone.
Ain't nobody got no time for all that checking.
It might help you in your quest.
So, I got a question for y'all. What do you call a deer that doesn't have any eyes?
A deer in the blind?
I already know, so I'm gonna stay out of it.
He just told me, so I'm out of it.
Anybody got any idea?
A wall mount.
A wall mount. I think they give. Go ahead.
I wish I knew, but everybody that tells me they know say they got no idea.
I ain't got no idea.
No idea.
No idea.
So I drew it.
Look at that picture.
It's a hazmat.
Oh my goodness.
I'm ready for COVID. Bring it on.
Is that what happens when you have to go in to clean the men's restroom?
Higher flipping farmstead.
Right. You might not have to, but you might want to.
No idea. And
No
then so
idea.
you know what you got when you got a deer that's got great big eyes.
Come and take it.
Come and take it. Oh
That's
man,
classic.
that's a good
That's
one.
Classic.
Hi, Sean.
Hey, Roger, here you go. I'm a member of that club.
Nice.
Hang on, put that back on. I didn't see that.
I'm sorry, but you missed it.
What is that?
I went into my folks' house with a ski mask on one time, all bundled up because it was really cold about a year ago. I had to get that ski mask off before my dad got hold of his gun. He didn't know who it was.
Oh my Lord. You got to dignify that one, Amy.
Okay, hold on. Keep that one up there.
Look at that
Hold on.
one. It's even got the reflection. It's like it's a robot.
Oh,
I like
wow. Roger's a hoot. We could be friends. Hey, yeah. He's awesome to hang out with.
Oh. There you go, Frank. I can see Paul wearing that one day when he goes up there to teach.
Don't give him no ideas.
She said, "Don't get no big idea."
Hey, he's the one that's got the 1 million jokes.
I
book.
can't. Here's what Lisa said the first time I did a live from church. Apparently, she put on live. You need to adjust your camera. I can see up your nose. I'm like, I never even seen it. Somebody else showed me it. They snap or screenshotted it. I'm
That's
like,
funny.
boy, I got a friend.
Dang, a ninja.
Yeah, I had a little fun with those pictures.
Oh yeah, that was a great idea.
That was pretty cool.
The funny part
Thanks for
is
sharing.
my boss told me that he was sending them to his boss as proof that he was checking in on his. He said he had like that. My pictures had the whole like management team just rolling.
I'm telling you. But she didn't say you had a boogie or that she could see up your nose. It was something else. She had an acronym that went along with that. Little extra English on it.
Good night, Wanda.
Good night, Wanda.
Thanks for coming.
You need anything, call me.
Wow.
Let's
see.
Okay, so I let Faith out. There's what she's doing in the backyard, just chilling.
Probably like, I'm glad he let me out here. I had to get away from them crazy people.
Oh no, she'll be when she comes back in. Then she'll be like, "Okay, where's my hot dog? I want my hot dog."
Yeah, there's 2 other people co-streaming, so she may have been in another live, I think.
Yeah, it's
On
kind of
Wanda?
not
Yes.
fair. We see all the chat,
Yeah.
but you guys only see
Everybody saying hi,
the
Wanda.
one you're in. Kind of sucks. They need to fix it.
Yeah.
Chris, you were asking about the bus.
Oh, hold on. We gotta do this.
Nice.
International.
I want a flat nose. I want a pusher.
Oh. There we are.
That's a live view of my bus.
Is it an international or Chevy?
It's an international Bluebird body. It's a DT 466E.
No, I
Them,
like that engine.
Them are good engines.
Yeah,
We've got a couple of trucks on our farm that have that engine. Bobby Cole has that engine, except it's not E.
I kind of wish mine wasn't an electronic, but
the 2 that we've got still have a pull kill in a truck. That's kind of not very common.
it had I bought it from there was a
Good
guy
night, Derek.
down in League City, Texas, who ran a diesel repair shop for like 18-wheelers, and somebody in his family convinced him it'd be a good idea to buy a bunch of buses to rent out. So he bought about 20 buses in an auction from some school district that was like replacing their entire fleet. That it was costing him more money to maintain them than he was making renting them out. So he decided, that's not me, that's not my business, and he was going to sell every one of them. He posted it on Facebook Marketplace, and I went down and bought it. Had 130,000 miles on it.
And for that engine, that's absolutely nothing. Nothing. It ain't probably ain't even broke in yet.
The only thing I found wrong with it is the windshield wiper switch is gone. It was gone when I bought it. So before I can put it on the road, if I ever decide to actually put it on the road, I'm going to have to put a windshield wiper switch on it. And probably replace the tires.
Yeah.
Wow.
The bad part is those tires aren't going to be cheap.
Oh, no. It'll be more than what I paid for my tires for my Jeep, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And those were not cheap.
Hi, Angie.
Hi, Angie.
Actually, if you could find somebody that had a used set, you could probably come by more reasonable than you think. Maybe 100 to 125 a piece used. But if you go talking new on, it'll be a millimeter number, but it'll be about the same as a 10R 22.5, and
I
they're
think that's what's on it is 22.5.
yeah, they're like real expensive, like between $400 and $600 a tire.
Yeah.
Insane expensive.
Well, the
you
tires
wanna
I
talk
bought for my
insane
Jeep were
expensive?
$500 a piece. So.
Try the tires for a garbage truck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When we put new tires on the garbage truck, they were $1,200 tires because the weight.
Yeah.
See, that's what worries me too. Is by the time I add all the weight to this bus and raising the roof and putting everything else in it, what kind of weight rating am I going to need for these tires?
Actually, you'll probably be less than the GVW because the GVW on a bus is taking into
Hi, Kelly.
account 77 kids, and you don't have that. So your stuff shouldn't add up to that many humans. So actually, when people make RVs out of them, they're usually lighter than their original GVW.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but they'll be way heavier than what a dried Skittle will be, right, Jennifer?
Yes.
Mrs. Car Parts and Tractor Talk already.
Yep.
What do you mean already? We're an hour and 27 minutes in. How is that already?
Already?
We're halfway through a 3-hour live, and she's already. Like, really?
Already.
3
She just
hours?
can't stand it.
I'm just being realistic here. Wish there was a way to show this video on there without having to send it to you.
I had a
I want to hold my phone there.
No,
junior
I
high science teacher.
concerned.
Since she brought up seeds, we can go there, right? I had a junior high science teacher that come to school one spring complaining that she had these plants growing in her flower garden. She couldn't figure out what they were. And she, was interested in what these plants were because she didn't plant them. She just planted flowers. And it was late that summer when I was back at school. She said, "Oh, yeah, I figured out what those plants were. They were tomato plants. Where some kids had thrown rotten eggs and tomatoes at her house." Yeah. Terrible.
Wow.
She got free seeds.
Wow.
Are you some kind of serious? Everybody in my neighborhood that tries to grow tomatoes can't, and you're growing them in a flower garden where you didn't plant them. Great.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Well, it's like by the swimming pool.
Oh,
They
yeah.
started growing tomatoes by
Before
there.
Mom and Dad even bought the place, when
Mhm.
Sean still had it, they were
13,700 for tractor tires, huh?
Yeah.
Well, they're probably like 6 foot wide. Plus, they're John Deere. The rims are yellow. They're more expensive.
They're probably them LSWs.
It reminds me of a video I saw where these guys were talking about some guys like, I didn't know that tractors could cost $100,000, and it's 4 guys reacting to the video, and one of them goes,
Yeah, I've seen
"What
that.
did they get you?" The tires.
The tires. Yeah, that'd buy the tires.
Tires, maybe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chris would love to buy a bus too.
Yeah.
Ed says he would love
But
to buy
I
a bus.
have a specific
Mm-hmm.
kind of bus. I want a rear engine. I want a pusher so that I don't have to deal with the drive shaft thing, and I want the flat nose because the roof raise is easier on the flat nose.
I could probably bring you one. You want me to
Well,
just
come
bring
on.
you one like that to 10 Killer?
Yeah.
Or remind me.
Along with
As
the
long as
raised
it's
bed.
got like 5 or 6 raised beds in it, we're good.
But no,
Golly. Man,
And don't forget the pen.
I was going to get you a Hot Wheels. And then here we go. Making me want to sing another country and western song. Why do we want what we know we can't have?
I already got Hot Wheels. Check it. Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Look at this.
There you go. He probably got the bus you were talking about.
Right?
Golly.
That's just some of them. That's just the ones that I've bought since I've been out here.
Angie
been-
says she needs the short bus.
I've been collecting them since I was in my 20s. When I was in college, I started buying a couple of them a week when I'd go to Walmart to buy groceries.
I got a GTO.
Angie says she wants a short bus.
Right here.
You know, lick the window.
Oh, the
Nice.
Johnny Gillum car.
Judge.
Oh, has he got it?
Yes, sir.
Later.
Yeah. He's got the car now. He's got to do the whole.
Right. He's got to do
Yeah.
it, but he's got it.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to, the hardest thing is I've got to get more pictures of Johnny's car.
What about yourself?
Watch, hold on. We're all gonna disappear. We're finding our Hot Wheel cars.
Oh no!
I got one better.
Look, this is mine.
I
The
got,
orange bus.
Meow.
I got
Bus.
I can guarantee.
Yeah.
My cousin has wanted a VW bus for as long as I can remember.
Oh, those things, even the old ones are going like top dollar.
Yep. It was so hilarious because before we started YouTube, we went to this feed store that used to be called Beeline, and that's where we met Paragon Ridge Ranch. And when we were talking, who was it with the VW bus?
Oh,
Drew Lenz was traveling in his VW bus, and I didn't even know him then. And then when we started our YouTube adventure, then I figured out that's the guy
I
that
know
went
that
to
guy.
that went to Paragon Ridge Ranch.
But he didn't have long hair then.
Yeah, he
Back
did
when
not.
had short hair.
Mhm.
I got something I can almost 100% guarantee ain't none of y'all got.
I will need the emergency door. Don't ask gas.
Y'all know the little orange track that comes with the Hot Wheels?
Good night, Dan.
For in 2 weeks, whenever.
Right? Yeah, everybody follow?
Yes. Drew.
I work at a heat and air place, but we have a metal shop for making our own metal ductwork for like commercial jobs.
Yes,
And
they are.
I took some sheet metal and I made my own track.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
awesome.
Wow.
It don't do the loop-de-loops though. That ain't gonna work.
Sweet.
I ain't figured that part out yet.
Hey.
There's that famous hat Johnny.
Did you see my name, Johnny?
Excuse me.
Look at my name.
Yeah, there you go.
Just for you, Johnny. Just for you.
That's for you. Uh-huh.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, Evelyn. So I'm glad you did that, Chris, because you know it's kind of like false advertising. You know, that Texas Raider. I mean, you said whenever they told me that you were just basically up the road
That's awesome.
from JL.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? And you know what? You said something about pictures a while ago with the GTO, and there's a bunch of them.
I mean, Johnny, I've got the right side. I've got the passenger side. I got the driver's side, and I'm trying to get to I need to get the back, and then I need to get the more so of the front, because you've got a couple of decals in the videos and all that. I can't zoom in enough to see what they say. You know, there's like one up in your front windshield, I think in the top passenger corner or
Yep.
something. It looks
Yep.
green or something.
That one says it's basically a heads up racing series. I want to race one time, and that decal was one of them that I got. It's called I can't remember exactly what the name of it is, but I mean I can walk out there and look, but it's
Well, that's the reason why I'd ask for pictures from you, because if you just take pictures of your decals,
yeah.
then I could get them customized and made. for the scale of your car.
That one over there's a decal right above the GTO emblem that's on the right side of my. Well, it's.
You have some cars over there underneath
It says no fear. So no fear on above the GTO on the back of the car. So
Yeah. Okay. Is it yellow or is it orange?
It's yellow.
Okay. So
everything's yellow.
Okay.
Of some shade. I'm getting I'm getting ready to change them all. I'm getting ready to peel all that stuff off. All the Judgment Day and all that stuff is all getting peeled off. And I'm going to restripe the car, and I'm going to make it. I'm just going to put Judge stripes all over it.
Well, the kit comes with Judge stripes.
Good night.
I figured I'd do the original since that's what you got.
Right. Yeah. Everybody knows it that way. So I'm just doing it. I'm just doing it to change it up for the people at the track. Like they'll go, well, who's that? You know?
Yeah, because they know you now and they're scared of it.
Me
and Tony got a kick out of that every time we went up there for like the burnouts and stuff. The conversations between everybody else, like pit crews and stuff, they didn't want none. It was hilarious.
Good night, Lauren.
Good night.
Good night, Lauren.
What happened? I come in and everybody decided to leave.
They were scared.
Maybe
it's not the car they're scared of.
Lauren left. God.
I know. Tina said, got to head to bed. Y'all have a good night. Good night, Tina and Eric. And then Dakota and Shayla are in.
Yeah. Hey, Dakota, how y'all doing? Good to see you.
I'll see Lauren in the morning.
There goes Xander.
Good night, Xander.
Man, I tell you what, maybe if I pop off, you get your crowd to come back.
Oh, whatever.
And I still got to get. I'm trying to get a daylight picture, what I can, of your actual green, so I can get close to it.
Yeah.
You know.
If you get a picture yourself, you will be close to it.
Yeah, that would be.
Well, I didn't. I missed out on the Arc when he was in Arc City.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know. I mean, that's just an hour away from me.
Yeah, I go there every year. I mean,
September.
Yeah, it'll be there. Yeah, we'll be up there in September. We're also going to be in Norwalk, Ohio in August with it.
Well,
we're going to drag it all the way up there.
Well, I take Southwest Airlines, but they're charging for bags now.
No, it's July when we're going. We're going to be there in July because in August we're going to Alaska on a big old cruise ship.
Yep, you are.
We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. Except for it ain't a rocket ship.
No.
That's the only thing that rhymes, so I ran with it.
Yeah.
I'd go on a cruise, but my wife won't go on a cruise, which means I won't go on a cruise. So I would go on a cruise, but I can't leave this one at home. So
I've seen Titanic.
I can't leave her at home. She gets into stuff.
Too bad.
You mean more animals?
Don't leave her at home unsupervised.
No, she'll tear the place up.
She'll be all giving the keys to the tractor to Corbin.
She probably would.
We're doing good in the middle of the big old waterline project.
I
Somehow
seen
must have
that.
dropped my 90s at the store. I'm going to run to Lowe's, but they close at 9. Wow.
That sucks. I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Good night, Avid.
Dakota was talking about what happened whenever cruises, during COVID, because cruise lines required you to take that shot during COVID, and they had you mask up while you were on your cruise. So you took the shots, and then you had to wear a mask. And what kind of fun are your vacation pictures if everywhere you go you're like all masked up and stuff like that?
Or you walk up to somebody you think you know, and you're like, "Hey, do I know you?" Oh, never mind.
So what happened was, we were actually booked for a totally different Alaskan cruise back in 2000, and I believe it was 2020, or August. And it was a totally different cruise. It wasn't this one. It was with some other folks and everything else. And, they told us what all we were going to have to do in order to cruise. And I said, I'm not doing it. Not doing it, not wearing a mask, not taking shots, not doing any of that stuff. So we backed out on that one. But anyway.
Now, for those that have never been on a cruise ship, they're so dead burn big, you don't even feel it.
Oh, you ruined it. I was trying to freeze.
Especially if you get rooms not near the bow.
We're about mid trip, mid ship. We got a balcony room. Tony and Angie are going to be there with us. So they're going to be on the cruise. I'm looking at people out in the chat who are going to come. But anyway, we're going to have fun.
My wife and I used to go on cruises when we was in high school. We go up, drive up and down Main Street.
Hey, we still do.
Yeah,
Still do.
We still do. We still drag Maine on Friday, Saturday night sometimes.
Hey, one of the funniest things that happened to me not very long after I started pastoring at Southeast, we took a van load of kids to a youth revival at a church at Little Kansas. And so we're on our way back, not realizing it's burnout night in Jay. You ever been through Jay when it's burnout night?
Yep.
What they do is they'll have a whole bunch of kids with these jugs of laundry detergent, and they'll come up and offer to pour some on your tires if you'll burn them out right there in the middle of the street. And they were putting stuff on our tires. They had them so slick we couldn't hardly drive our church van down the road. We are not burning the tires on the church van, y'all.
That's funny.
They just run up there and pour that stuff on them back tires, and they're like, "Give it a go, man!"
That reminds me of my cousin's wedding. They were leaving for the honeymoon after the wedding, and they had a front-wheel drive car. And so during the wedding, or after the wedding, when they were taking photos and doing all that stuff before, we went out to go decorate their car. And we cut a watermelon in half and jacked up the front of the car and put it down on each front tire on a watermelon. And they came out and got in the car and hit the gas, and it just spun and spun and spun.
Roger, I need your phone number so I can call you for some practical jokes so I can be prepared when it comes to Tim Keller time.
One of the funnier ones that I've seen lately on YouTube are these people who will put a whistle inside somebody's tailpipe or zip tie a harmonica up underneath the bumper or something like that. And they'll take a video of this person driving down the road and it's starting to make noise and they slow down and it quits.
We also put baby powder in the air vents for the air conditioner.
We took, the big 4 foot long zip ties that the heat and air people use. We hooked 4 of them to the drive shaft underneath my boss's truck one time, and then we zip tied the universal joints to like the frame rails. So when he took off and he let up off the brake and didn't give it gas and just was going to let it kind of take off by itself, it just kind of rolled a little second and stopped. So he's like, "What the crap?" And then he gives it a little gas and it goes a little bit, but it won't go. It won't keep going. It keeps like stalling. So finally he gives it a lot of gas. Well, then they snap. And he breaks traction, and then he's like, "Okay, fine. What the crap was that?" But he keeps going, and then the ones we hooked to the drive shaft start kicking in, and it's just da-da-da-da-da-da-da. He's like, "What the crap is going on under there?" So he stops, and he gets out and looks, and he is not happy. He thought his truck was falling apart, and it was just a bunch of zip ties.
Put Vaseline under the door handles.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know.
Did that to rookies.
Gun grease works really good. I had gun grease whenever. Anyway,
I worked at a golf course when I was in high school,
At
and the
Willsie's.
mechanic that worked at the golf course that fixed all the mowers and everything when they break. I was out on the golf course mowing the fairway. Come back at the end of the day, go to get my car. I start it up and start to drive off. Get to the end of the parking lot where there's a turn. I hit the brakes and the horn goes off. I kept going, thinking something's weird. Every time I hit the brakes, the horn would go off.
Oh no!
He had gotten into underneath of my car and wired the brake switch to the horn. So every time I'd hit the brakes, I made it about a quarter mile and turned around and went back. And I'm like, "What did you do to my car?" And he just starts laughing and laughing. And he opened up the hood, and it was just 2 little alligator clips that he had jumped the wire. He grabbed it and yanked on it. He goes, "All right, you're good."
You know the air horns that you can get? Yeah, you take an air horn, you set it on the floor, and when the toilet seat comes down and it's got, like a piece of wood or whatever, and it hits it and pushes it down, that air horn goes off and scares the bejeebus out of whoever's sitting on the commode.
Well, good thing they're at the toilet already.
I froze again. I missed it.
Hey,
There's
Julie.
heard that.
Well, I don't know how many of you heard my idea for these
Julie.
tornado shelters inside of your apartment thing, but I come up with this idea. There's stuff rolling around in here. They always said you could crawl in your bathtub and pull a mattress over on top of you to be safe in an apartment from a tornado. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't believe it'll work, but why don't you just put the mattress there normally? And so you could make I guess if it was a shower, you could even have a water bed. But why not? If you want to be ready for a tornado, wouldn't you put your mattress in your bathtub together to where you was ready? If tornado come through at night, you need to be ready, right? And so that kind of got me to thinking about some other things, on your vehicle. You could be double ready and just carry your own padding, or maybe you have a tornado shelter like one of these I can't remember what they call them, twister safe, that's put in your garage or something, and it bolts down to the concrete. It's supposed to be safe. Well, I built one of these in a house that I built. My son has now. I built it all out of heavy steel, and we didn't bolt it down to concrete. We poured the floor in around it, so it's in the concrete. And my dad, he's a pretty smart guy. He may be all wore out and getting old, but he's pretty smart. He looks at me and he says, you messed up. I said, how did I mess up? He said, you should have put a toilet in there, because if you're in that thing because of a tornado, you're going to need one.
5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, I can see that.
You're going to need one.
So it's not a gag or anything. It's just idiocy right here. My buddy, back whenever we used to cruise around all the time, he had a little, one of the little Mustang, it actually had a 4-cylinder, but it was what they call them, the
Fox body.
Fox body. Yeah, it was a Fox body Mustang.
Yep.
Well, anyway, it had the muffler would rattle against part of the floorboard at one point. Because it got it bent somehow or something like that. So anyway, we were driving around. It was rattling. He said, "I'm going to jump in there and fix that." So he gets out. I'm still sitting in the car. He gets out, and he does something, and then he gets back in the car, and it's quiet when we're driving off. I said, "What'd you do?" He said, "I stuck an old shoe in there." I said, "Oh, you stuck an old shoe in there?" Well, we got about 4 miles down the road like that, and somebody pulled up beside us, and they were honking and waving and everything else. And we rolled down the windows and said, "What's up?" And they said, "You're on fire." We were. The shoe was literally blazing. underneath the car. So we got underneath, had to get underneath there and kick that shoe out of the exhaust system. So, you know, it was stupidest thing, you know.
It was a smoking hot ride.
Yeah.
Smoking hot rod.
Smoking.
Definitely
Yeah,
a
it
hot
wasn't.
foot.
It was not a Mustang 2, Tony. It was a. It was like a 90, probably real early 90s Mustang, and it had a 4-cylinder. It was not a Mustang 2.
Yeah, I didn't like when they put the 4-banger in the Mustang because you don't take the Great American Muscle Car and put a 4-banger in it.
Now, what? Did you just call that a muscle car?
Well, that's what it's called.
Did you? No.
I didn't say I agree with it. I've always
Mustangs
heard
have
the
never
Ford
been
Mustang
called
is the
muscle
Great American
car.
Muscle Car. That's what Ford calls it.
No. They called it the Great American Pony Car. The Mustang has always been a pony car, just like a Camaro. A Trans Am's a pony car. Anything that's not a
Pony car?
they're pony cars. A muscle car is a full frame, mid-sized car with a big engine in it. That's what a muscle car was originally. 64 is whenever they coined the term, and it was coined with the 64 GTO. And it was whenever they put the 389 in the Tempest body and came up with what they called the muscle car. But when Mustang came out, it was the Great American Pony Car. And Pony Car has stuck with everything that doesn't have a full frame, and it's basically Camaro, Mustang, you know, things like that. So
all the 2 doors.
Well, yeah, muscle cars were always 2 doors, but what Dale's talking about there, they're like the Galaxy. What was the other one that the Ford liked to mess with? The older one, Fairlanes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Y'all
anyway,
ready for me to get
I never
John
heard
to
the
serve
term
up?
pony
I
car.
do
Oh,
I
look.
like the Torinos. They're a nice looking car too.
Well, you was talking about Trans Ams and Camaros. Well, I had some old trucks that I was running, and I had one that lost the drive shaft loose from the rear end. And I had to go, I couldn't find a seal for the thing anywhere but GM. So I had to go to the GM dealer. I went up here to Joplin, and Dakota, my son, was really young, probably about 7 maybe. And he went in there with me. Of course, to get to their parts department, you got to walk by their showroom. And they had a really nice, fancy, I'm sure it was top of the line Camaro or Trans Am. I don't remember sitting there. I went back there and picked up my parts. And when we went back out, Dakota had to stop and look at the thing. And we got nabbed by a salesman right away. He comes over there and he says, "Hey, what do you guys think of that car?" And I said, "Well, I don't need a car." And he looks at Dakota, and Dakota says to him, "It looks expensive." And the guy says, "If you start saving up your money now, you can buy that when you turn 16. And I looked at him and I said, if somebody bought that today and treated it badly, maybe he could buy that car when he was 16 if he saved up his money now. And Dakota looks square in the face of that salesman and says, "I'd rather have a Mustang."
So, can you bigify me for just a second?
Sure.
Okay.
And there's Paul.
And Paul's gone.
A pony car, compact, affordable, and stylish American car designed for performance. They often rear-wheel drive, have long hood and bucket seats. And then it talks about other notable pony cars, AMXs, Cougars, Camaros fall into that line. Trans Ams, just like what I used to have. I used to drive a lot of Trans Ams around and stuff like that. We always called them pony cars. I never called any of that stuff a muscle car. Muscle cars to me and to most historians have full frames and and or
Big engine.
mid-size cars with the big engine, put in. So
Nice.
sedans and things
Bye,
like
Paul.
that. Bye, Paul. He told his story and he left
Yep.
while I was bigifying.
It was as I was
As
bigifying.
you were clicking it, like
We
he just
stole his thunder.
Yep. I'd love to have a 69.
You had to go get more pickles.
all right.
But that's for Lori, who had never heard of pony cars. Lori, I can't believe you hadn't heard of pony cars. You've been around longer than I have, Lori.
Bye, Paul. My brother Roscoe had a 1964 Ford Fairlane 4-door.
I did too.
Just the facts, please.
So, Johnny, I guess what you'll have to do is you and Christine will have to go up to Oklahoma, and do that there burnout night or something like that, or go
Lord.
cruising.
We've done it many times.
Well, no, I was going to say you've got to do it in either her Jeep or your little Willys.
I'd like to see that Willie's doing a burnout.
Might get one revolution, right?
We'll have to do the watermelon trick on that deal.
Right.
God.
Or a lot of laundry soap.
Yeah, we'll have to like zip tie a bunch of watermelons all the way around the tire.
You have to do it in granny gear.
No, that was used everywhere, Lori. I didn't pull that up from the Oklahoma internet. Pulled it up from the World Wide Web.
So worldwide.
The www.
Oh Lord. Johnny, I kind of did a burnout the other day in my truck. It wasn't a full out like Judgment Day burnout where it starts walking sideways, but I broke the 37s loose. We were going up this hill and we came to the stop sign or stoplight at the top of the hill. We were going into the hospital when we went to pick up Maribel, and the light goes green and she takes off and I'm right behind her and I put it in first, and first is kind of a granny gear in that truck. So I just throw it down in second, and I guess I gave it a little too much and I broke the 37s loose. Faith was right with me. She goes, ooh, what the crap?
I don't think my Jeep could do a burnout if it was on a watermelon.
Yeah.
Well, they'll still say
if I really try, like if I push it and just dump the clutch, I can spin first and second and catch a third gear scratch. But I have to really try like everything it's got and time it just right to get it to break loose that much.
World has to be in the planet.
Yeah, it has to be aligned. Everything has to be aligned.
Sounds like my old Dart.
That's super.
Pop
Like,
the clutch
I
and
can
floor
break
it.
loose first anytime I
one
want,
wheel.
but to catch second really good and to barely chirp third, timing has to be just right. And it helps, if it just rained, it makes it super nice.
Johnny don't like when it rains. I don't even like when it rains because then Johnny can't race.
Right? Every flipping weekend, it's like, hey, it's gonna rain. Hey, it's gonna rain. It's like, well, crap.
But I did see that they're having grudge racing and stuff this weekend.
They are having it this weekend, actually.
Yep.
They are having grudge and TNT. I don't know that I'm going to be able to make it. I've got I'm trying to get some things out, and I may be gone all day Friday. I don't know. And that means I won't be able to get the car. I still don't have the throttle, the gas pedal fixed on that thing from where it came off the last time I was down there.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that shouldn't take me but about 10. I could probably fix it while I'm down there in the pits if I just grab one, take it with me. But anyway.
So, Johnny, when you go on that cruise, who's going to be taking care of your, Danny and all them?
Well, my brother lives right there on
That's
the property
right.
where
Yep, that's
the
right.
cattle are, so he can take care of the cattle side of things. And And my daughter, they love it when we leave because my daughter and her husband, they load up and they come up here and they stay in our house while we're gone. They just live here because they love it up here. So, good night, Dawn.
Good night.
Good night. Well, the reason why I was asking is, and I forgot about because that one video you did where there was a newborn calf, and you were trying to get mom and calf somewhere out of the weather, and you put them in your brother's barn. I remember that once you said that. But I was going to say, if you need me to come down, even though they won't come close to me.
No, they won't.
I'm not going to be wearing a, camouflage cowboy hat.
I can tell you, if you went in the field, you'd be over here, they'd be way over there, and if you went over there, they'd be way over here.
But I would bring oatmeal cream cookies, so just maybe that might shoot their appetite.
Yeah, they I mean, LS is the best as in for the do it while build your own stuff kind of person. You can make 500 for under 5K, so it wins. Whatever. There's a lot of LSs out there. I beat so many LS motors, it's not even funny. So I don't fear if LS does not have a bunch of turbos and a really light car, they ain't gonna outrun that Pontiac on motor. Ain't happening. So
yeah, they were having their own debate in the
they still are.
Yeah.
In the chat.
That's the great debate. It's the Ford versus Chevy guy thing.
Yeah, the Ford versus Chevy. Pontiac over here.
Right.
Dodge.
Yeah, I like my Cummins engines too. A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. But
see, that's the one thing she never did when she got her Dodges. She never got one with a diesel. And I think if she'd have got one with a diesel, I would have been on board with the Dodges, but she always got, like, the first one she got had the 4.7, and it was complete garbage. It didn't have enough juice to take itself up the hill. Like, there's just gutless wonder. Then she finally got one with the Hemi, which was better. Didn't have a problem with the engine, but it still had the Dodge electrical gremlins. And I like Dodges if they work. My problem with Dodges is every Dodge I've had to be anywhere near has always had electrical problems. I don't understand it. My dad had an old 92 Dakota and it had electrical problems. My mom's had a Grand Caravan when I was younger and it had electrical problems. Hers had problems. It's just, I don't know. If it wasn't for that, I don't have a problem with them. As long as it's not the little gutless 4.7.
The only electrical problem I've had with mine has been that one ton that I drive, and it was that way when I owned that truck 12 years before, or whatever, 12 or 14 years before, because I've owned it twice in its lifetime. Is every once in a while you'll be driving down the road, you'll just be cruising down the road, and all of a sudden the windshield wipers will make about 3 hits and then stop.
And then
that's the only thing.
Well, hers the
Hi, Charles.
What was it, the 15, the blue one, the one with the Hemi, the blower quit working. The air conditioner had the little infotainment screen, said it was all turned up, but nothing was working. So we look, and the little fuse under the hood was like half melted, but not blown. I'm like, well, that's not cool. It's supposed to blow up before it gets, like, it was melting the plastic part and breaking the connection, but it wasn't blowing the fuse.
Huh.
So we replaced that
the real Jeff
half a dozen times, and then finally the whole infotainment center just was black. Like, it wouldn't show anything, and like that means you can't do anything with the radio, and you can't do anything with the climate control because it was all that touchscreen crap. It was always electrical. Everything, any problem I've ever had with a Dodge has been electrical.
Well, see,
but the diesels seem to not have that problem.
Yeah, because we don't have all that junk.
Exactly. That's why I like my 94, because it doesn't have all that crap.
Well, my 03 Dodge Ram 1500 with the 5.7 doesn't have it either.
Yep.
Because, I mean, to me, it's like, you know how you've got the keyless startup and all that. You know, you got to be so close with your key fob, you know, because it's all bougie. And so, yeah, I mean, to me, the more ooh and ah and all that stuff, that's just something else that could break.
Oh, yeah, it's more moving parts. I hate it.
So, Dakota, you said anyone ever bulletproof a 6.7 Cummins grid heater? I'm buying a Dodge, and that grid heater has me concerned. We bulletproofed mine. You know how? We got rid of it. We got rid of we deleted the truck. So that took care of it right there. No worries.
Now, Johnny, you remember the Superbird, the race car? They had the big rear wing on the back.
Yep.
Would you consider that a muscle car?
The Superbird? Yeah.
Yeah, the Superbird.
They're mocking me. Who's mocking me?
Uh-oh, you're going to be on Johnny's list now.
Anyway, so
Troy.
Oh, how's Christine doing? Feeling?
She's doing well. She's in South Dakota right now. She went to dinner with her boss, her ex-boss, and her boss before that boss, I guess you'd call him. And they went to the Longhorn Steakhouse. She had a ribeye. She said it was really good. She said it was really red inside, which whenever we're at home, if one's red inside, she immediately can't eat it anymore, you know, and all that stuff. But there, she said it was great. And I said, well, that's because rare steak is really good, you know. I mean, it's kind of like the what do you call it? Call it the fat on meat is where your flavor actually comes from in your meat. Yes. And you know, the bone, yes, is where a lot of your flavor comes from.
Nope. Nope.
Turkey leg.
I know. I have a feeling there's going to be a turkey leg at 10 Killer.
Gotta be. We can get one from Red Fern Festival. Well, you know,
there you go.
Run up there, get a turkey leg. So
I love me a rare steak.
Hey, Roger.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see this, but that's a Matchbox Richard Petty number 43 Superbird. You know how much they're asking for it on eBay? $110.
I believe it. I would have thought more than that.
I would too, but I was like,
some of those rare ones, you got to be careful on eBay though, because people put high prices on them, hoping that somebody that doesn't know any better will come along and buy it.
It's kind of like the auctions where they start high to see if anybody will bite.
If somebody will bite whenever they take off on an auction, you know, they've hooked them, you know. But I can tell you one thing. I was sitting there looking at Prefert 12-foot panels, you know, the green panels from Prefert. I was looking at it on my phone, the cost of the Prefert panels, and those guys were running past the brand new price at the store on these old used bent up panels.
What's the point of doing the auction if you're going to pay worse than retail?
So I was like, "Are you kidding me, guys? Slow down."
It's like that. It's like that hay toter that you were looking at that one time that you eventually went and bought a new one They pushed it right up there, just that close to brand new price. I'm like,
No,
what?
they were over brand new price.
Did they go over? Good.
Yes. So
that's ridiculous.
But I see something. Dakota said the emissions on this truck is deleted, but the grid heater for heat and fuel rails is a major failure point. It corrodes and a nut can fall in the back cylinder. I guess mine doesn't have it. I have a 6.7, and I don't. I don't know if you're talking about the glow plug. Yeah, I've got that. I haven't had any issues with it whatsoever. I've got close to a couple of 100,000 miles on it. No issues whatsoever. It's the vehicle I
don't think it's glow plugs. I think they put in I've heard about it before. They have an actual grid heater that heats up like the fuel rails and stuff. It's not the glow plugs. It's a completely different grid heater for like it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know if it's got a glow plug. All I know is I turn the key on, I get a little squiggly line, I let it sit there until it clicks, and then I fire it right up and I go, and I don't have any issue with it. So you can just, there's your personal person who's got.
I was going to tell you, Johnny, I want to get your idea on this. I think I found out why my truck was being such a pain in the butt to start. When I got the new batteries, it still didn't want to start that great, like it should with brand new batteries.
Mm-hmm.
I think I need new glow plugs. Because what I did the other day to get it to start after I don't drive it, but usually on the weekends anyway, because I drive the take home van to work back and forth every day, so I don't get a chance to drive it as often as I want to. Well, if I turn the key and the wait to start light kicks on, if I wait till that light kicks off and just crank it, it wants to crank forever and doesn't want to start up. But if I turn the key a couple of times and let the light hit like 2 or 3 times, then it fires right up like it's nothing's wrong with it. So now I think I need.
What vehicle is that?
The 94 1-ton, the one I took to JL's.
Yeah.
If I let the wait to start light, if I hit it a couple of times, then it fires right up like there's nothing wrong. But if I go out there and just do it once and crank on it, it'll just crankety forever. So I think I'm gonna think about throwing some new glow plugs in it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean it sounds like when tractors, whenever they need glow plugs.
Yeah.
I mean that's what's always happened with them. But Dakota, I encourage you to look in the grid heater failure because I hate to hear about your back cylinder getting eaten up. Okay. So
is that your flatbed, Johnny, or the one that has the bed on it is the 6.7?
That's a 6.7, yeah, the 3/4 ton.
3/4 ton.
Yeah. So I've never heard of that either. I've got a lot of friends. My buddy runs a wrecker service, and most of his, every wrecker he has a 6.7 in it, Cummins, and he's never ever mentioned any of that. He's never had a problem with any of it, and he runs them to about 400 and something thousand miles. So, I'm just saying. Just woke up from my nap, still car part stuff. I'll go back sleep.
Just think, Jennifer, of all this knowledge that you're getting, so you know what vehicle, when you get ready to buy your own vehicle, you know what vehicles are good and what's bad.
I've been happy with mine. So, I mean, I'm just saying, I've had, I don't know how many Dodge trucks, and I haven't really had any trouble with any of them, hardly.
The only thing that I have come across in my 2003 is that, and I've never heard of it, but apparently it's a thing, is that the dash will start cracking and all this jazz. Well, the Texas heat finally got to, I guess, my dash and cracked it. So, and at the same time, I had to replace the 3 diverters. I can't remember if that's what the proper terminology. In other words, if you go from defrost to air conditioning, there's little plastic switches or something that closes the vent to divert the air up or out to the vent. I want to, but anyhow, and I said, okay, well, we'll rip out the dash, get those 3 replaced, and then I've got a brand new dash I bought. Well, the dash didn't, for some reason, it wouldn't, they didn't know how to do it or whatever, and I hadn't got it fixed, so I just left it as it is.
You should watch some Andrew Camarada stuff if you want to see. If you want to see somebody with a old Dodge pickup doing some wild stuff with a dash and a chainsaw and stuff like that. I watched him install a radio with a chainsaw in his,
You're
in his
kidding.
94, or no, his 2004 Dodge Ram 2500 pickup. I watched him install. He used a chainsaw to cut a hole to put a big screen radio in it. It was crazy. I mean,
I've been watching that guy since before he had his castle.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, send me that his name. Text it to me so I can look it up so I can have a good laugh.
Andrew
that
Camarada.
castle's something else. When he stood that ocean container on end, that was something else.
Thanks, Tony.
Yes, and he'll Andrew does everything wrong. I mean, as far as YouTube goes,
Yeah. 3-hour videos.
3-hour videos doesn't make a thumbnail that grabby.
No.
He puts a title on there that says mowing the lawn, and it'll be 3 hours long.
Well,
and you'll go,
what was the last one? Fixing the widening the driveway. And
widening the driveway is. Yeah, how long was that one? 3 hours and something?
I think that was a 3-hour one. Yeah.
Yeah, widening the driveway.
Installing some drainage ditches and widening the driveway.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And you know what? I sat there and watched it for 3 hours.
I did too. I watched every second of it all the way through because Andrew Camarada is just, I tell you what, whenever you go to these deals and they tell you what to do on YouTube, all you have to do is go see what Andrew Camarada does, and everything he does is what they say don't do. Yeah. But it works for him. It absolutely works for him.
And he buys equipment off of like the Purple Wave auction, because I've seen like that multicolor one it's got like the yellow on it and the red and the blue, and then the boom's a different color. And I saw that one on Purple Wave before he bought it, so I know he buys stuff off of like the little equipment auctions. But he's a mechanic on them, so he don't care if they don't work because he can fix them. So it's like those mechanic specials sometimes are
welcome back, Maribel.
Best way to go. If you know how to fix them, then by all means, that's a cheaper route.
Well, I tell you what, if you want to see what a good truck is, if it can stand up to Andrew, it's probably a pretty decent truck. He's got a single cab, 2004 Ram 2500 with a 6-speed standard transmission in it, and it's got that one's got the 5.9 Cummins in it. And I tell you what, that thing has been through the ringer bad.
Is this him?
And that's him, Andrew Camarada.
All right.
Yep. He even makes his channel name just his name. I mean, it's just Andrew Camarada. It'd be like Johnny Gillum.
Right.
Someone needs to put his channel link inside the chat.
Yeah, he does. He's got I don't know how many million subscribers he's got right now. I know it's over 1 million. It's close to 2 million, I think.
I'm one of them.
Yeah,
he's got 2,000,001 now.
Yeah, I used to want to build a house out of shipping containers, and I bought one at an auction probably 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
moved it to my parents' place and had the intentions of building it out into a little tiny house and then buying property and moving it. And then my parents built their cabin, a barn, a carport with a walkway to the cabin, a septic system all in front of it. So now the only way I'd be able to get it out would be a crane lifting it over the barn. And I'm like, well, by the time I do that, it costs me less to just buy a new one. So I told my dad that that's his container now.
The most boring channel over, says Dale. Fred Andrew come right at you. I tell you what, it's anything but boring, though. It's crazy. I mean, he doesn't even hardly ever even talk.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, what do you have to move a shipping container there? I mean, like without lifting it, what would you move it with?
When I moved it there, I hired a company they brought an old Dodge pickup from like I think it was a first gen Dodge and a flatbed trailer. Charged me $1,000 to move it like 30 miles.
Yeah.
So now if I wanted to get that one, I'd have to probably hire somebody with a truck and a trailer to come and a crane to lift it over the barn and put it on the trailer. And then
There's no way to slide it around it anywhere at all.
no, because the only space that there's really to get it out is where the septic system is. So you can't drive over that. So I basically told my dad, that's your container, and they use it for storage now.
Oh.
But when I bought it, they had just bought the property, and it was supposed to be a temporary thing. I said, well, where do you want me to put it? And he's like, put it back there in the back. So I put it back there in the back, and then it sat there for long enough for them to build a cabin and a barn and put a septic system in and a chicken pen. And but I've kind of changed my mind anyway, though, on building out of shipping containers because too many condensation issues, and it's not really any cheaper by the time you do everything you have to do to. I always had this dream back when I was in college back in the late 90s. I saw a video on one of the like home networks or something, and it was this couple from New Jersey. And the husband was an architect and the wife was an interior designer, and they built their house out of like 8 or 9 shipping containers. And I thought it was the coolest thing in the world, and I wanted to do it so bad. And I talked about it for years and years and years. And then all of a sudden they became popular and the prices of shipping containers skyrocketed. And I've lost interest in doing that. So now I'm living in a bus instead.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I found some pretty cheap buses at the auctions and stuff like that. You can get one real reasonable. And you can get. Go ahead.
I don't remember exactly, but I think I paid about $5,000 for this one.
Oh, I can get them a lot cheaper than that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where you're at. I saw that you were, it was snowing up there.
Well, no, that was just black and white.
Oh, okay. So where are you at?
I'm in East Texas.
Oh, okay. So you're in Texas. Never mind. You're in Texas. Yeah. We get.
That's why they're so expensive.
I can get you a bus here for a couple $1,000, a good one.
Yeah, you missed it earlier. I was telling them that I bought this one off of Facebook Marketplace. It was a diesel mechanic that ran his own 18-wheeler repair, and somebody in his family had convinced him to buy a bunch of buses and rent them out. And so he did, and then realized it was going to cost him more in maintenance than he was making renting them out. So he decided to sell them all, posted it on Facebook Marketplace down in Leak City. And I drove down and picked one out and drove it home.
Yeah. I've moved a few shipping containers for folks and stuff like that, but generally it's because I'm working in the area with the dozer, and a neighbor will come over and say, can you pull this from here to over there or whatever? And I hook onto it and move it wherever. But yeah, Opcon, you hadn't heard of Andrew Camarada, whatever, but now you have.
Well, 1.54 million people have.
Yeah, that have subscribed to him, and I can tell you he's got videos with many millions of views on them.
Yeah.
Singles. So yeah.
Dakota, you will love him.
He's probably forgotten more knowledge on fixing stuff than I'll ever have in my lifetime.
I'll tell you what, making those building castles. He's trying to. I noticed his videos lately have mainly been working at his old place, and I don't know if it's because of the fact that he can't get the building permits to do the new castle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one up on the mountaintop. Because he was saying that they're having a lot of trouble with getting permits for up there. Hey, Lori, how are you?
I'm good, Johnny. How are you?
Hi, sweet.
I have to explain. When I said I hadn't heard about, I just never heard of it. It's really weird because, I mean, I've been around people that were into cars for a long time, and I never heard of Pony car.
Yep.
Anyway, and when you read in chat that I said something about what the heck was it?
You said something about it must be an Oklahoma thing or something.
No. I mean, after that, I was commenting on the windshield wipers going.
Oh, I guess
I said, yeah. I said, yeah, they were mocking you.
Oh, the windshield
wipers.
wipers.
Dumb guy. Because Jerry and I used to have this thing where, you'd accidentally hit the windshield wiper and they'd start going. And then he says, yeah, dumb guy.
Hi, Janae.
Hey, Janae.
It really screwed my head with her changing her name to Tuesdays with Joy.
Yeah, that kind of confused the heck out of me.
Yeah.
Dale, he's nothing like Whistling Diesel. He's nothing like.
He's not tearing stuff up to tear stuff up. He just doesn't care what it looks like as long as it works.
Yes, his stuff works. I'm just telling you, he
doesn't buy stuff just to tear it up. he don't care if he has to tear it up to make it do what he wants.
Yeah.
Hi, Mod Mother.
Function over form. He don't care what it looks like as long as it works.
Yes, he's not. I know he said that what was it, that Tesla truck, that Cybertruck, that new truck that they came out with. He was talking about getting one because he liked the fact that it was all stainless steel, because everything up there rust where he's at. I mean, that's a big thing, is everything rusts out. And he said every vehicle needs to be made completely out of stainless steel. And, they need to get rid of plastic, and they need to do this, and they need to, everything just needs to be built certain ways. He never did get the truck. He could afford one. I'm telling you, he could buy one if he wanted to. But Andrew, he doesn't come off as a rich guy. He comes off as like.
Well, you see what he drives around when he's not driving the truck. It's like a Mercury Mountaineer or a 4Runner or something like that.
Yeah, it's like what is it? Like a 92?
I think, it's like a late 90s, like a 98 or 99 4Runner or something like that.
It's not a 4Runner. Is it a Mitsubishi or is it a?
It might be.
It's something like that. It's some kind of, and they went on vacation and the fuel pump went out on it, and they just stopped in the parking lot, and he changed his fuel pump under the back seat. Has to pull the back seat out and then go through a hole in the floor. And I'm just saying, he's there. He's like, it's just the way he is. He doesn't tear stuff up just to tear it up. If it tears up, it's because it didn't pass the Andrew test, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, scroll down.
I'm sorry, Janae. I had to scroll down. I didn't see you in
That's
there.
one thing I don't like about
What
the
is
StreamYard
this?
is once you get 5 people on there, if you get number 6, it's down here underneath, and you got to actually scroll down. And if you don't know they're down there, you don't know to scroll down to look for them. Yeah, my bad. Our bad. Her bad.
My bad.
She's got the mouse.
Hey y'all, Chris, Amy, Chris, Johnny, Lori. Who else is up there? Someone else up there.
Roger.
It's
Hey,
Oh,
Roger.
yes.
Roger, base
He
camp.
said he'd be back.
Hi, Jenny.
There he is.
Hey, there's Roger. How y'all doing?
Asking for
Well,
Is Trey ever coming on panel? Asking for a friend.
Yeah, I don't care. I was just asking because somebody was asking me.
Well, he says up here that he's aiming it going in and out.
Dale and my other brother, Dale.
Does that mean he's falling asleep and dozing off every now and then?
Probably.
Probably. Dude, one time after her live, Trey called and was talking to her for a minute about some, I don't know, YouTube crap because, that's what they talk about. And then I started talking to him. I asked him about his work and whatnot because it's been a while now, but it was right after we first met him. And then I started talking to him for a little bit, and I looked over and she's over here snoring. She's just passed the crap out. And me and Trey were sitting on the phone for like 2 hours talking while Amy's over here snoring. I'm like, well, I guess I need to go to bed since she's over here thawing logs. So we did. We started talking about
Hi,
work
Tim.
and this and that and something else, and
I was out.
she was just done with it. She was.
I was done with the conversation. I'm like Jennifer.
Yeah.
But in real life, once you start talking certain things, I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
In real life, he called and talked to me and ended up talking to Chris the whole time.
So, but so we got to talk about trucks. We got to talk about, pony cars and muscle cars. We got to talk about, oh yeah, you guys were talking about Garth Brooks earlier. I'm like, who in the world would even listen to that guy?
Well, I listen to the early stuff, but I won't listen to the current stuff. Just like
I can't jive to Garth at all. I mean, Garth is out there. He's kind of went off the
off the cliff.
Well, see, that's what I thought back when I was growing up about Johnny Cash.
Well, he kind of did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dale's going night night.
My vacations, but not by choice. Yeah, out there on the side of the road putting a fuel pump in. Yeah.
Well, apparently make a video and you can be like Andrew.
Yeah.
You're talking about putting a fuel pump in. That during Hurricane Beryl, I was down at my sister's in Kingwood, and her power went out while I was there. She was in Thailand, and I was there puppy sitting and nephew sitting. And power went out for like a week while I was there because of the hurricane. So I went over to my parents' house and got a generator, but none of the gas stations were open, so I had no gas for it. So we start trying to siphon gas out of my Jeep, and apparently on my Jeep there's something in it that blocks it, so you can't stick a hose down in the gas tank.
Mm-hmm.
So the neighbor comes over and sees that I have a generator, so he starts trying to siphon gas out of his BMW so that we can put the generator, so he can plug his refrigerator into my generator if I can get it running.
Mm-hmm.
And after
Hi, Serena.
2 or 3, 4 different cars, my nephew had a 91 Mazda Miata, and we got on YouTube and found that on the package tray of his Miata, there's carpet. It's a little 2-door car, and if you pull the carpet up, there's where the fuel pump mounts. So we pulled out just enough screws out of the fuel pump to pull it up enough to stuff a hose down in there, and we siphoned out like 6 gallons of gas out of his Miata so we could run the generator for a couple days.
Yep. You got to be, you got to know how to, you just got to be like that where you can just make things work.
Yeah.
I've siphoned gas out of a car, but it wasn't really siphoning gas. I had the car to change it. I just went underneath the truck and hit the frame rail and took out the fuel filter, the inline fuel filter on the frame rail. And then I just put the gas can, the filler neck, the little curvy filler neck. I stuck that on there and I just turned the key on, let the fuel pump it into the gas
Let
can.
her rip.
You mean, Chris, you've never used an Oklahoma credit card?
No.
So we've siphoned, I've had so much gas in my mouth I hate to even talk about it. But anyway,
I don't feel bad. I hopped a curve and I put a big hole under the oil pan.
oh no. So Amy asked what kind of music do we like to listen to. Well, I can tell you right now, I like metal. So,
You can tell by your time lapse on your video.
And I like metal.
So, they got some good bands. Faith band. Excuse me. I love all genres. My very favorite is everything musical because I'm really musical. I play the clarinet. I'm a nerd since I was a little girl. My mama got my clarinet from a lady who had, that was what do they call them? Garage sales and things like that. And my aunt and my mom are twins, so they were fighting over the clarinet because my aunt wanted it for my cousin Jason, and my mom said, that one's going to Jenny, not Jason. And she was like, I'm going to get it. So they paid $22 for my clarinet. Now, I didn't know what I had, but it was the ugliest clarinet box because all the other kids had them shiny black boxes, but mine, it was tattered, and it was this burgundy leather with wood on the outside.
Well worn.
It was a different case, and I didn't care. I was a child. I didn't know. I'm just like, yeah, man, because I love music. I mean, my headphones were on 24/7. I had that headset under my bunk bed. My sister was on the top bunk, and I was like jamming to my music. I've always been singing, so I'm very musical, right? So here she goes, and of course, and my mom, she's like, nah, this is coming with us. So she ended up getting it, and I ended up playing the clarinet. And later on, I found out my clarinet was an all wooden clarinet. It was not plastic like the other kids had. And the first a real clarinet's called a LeBlanc. I have a LeBlanc. And I love it. I play the piano by ear. I've always loved my clarinet. And the very first song I played on it was Star Wars. Yeah. So that's my little story. So y'all, what's your favorite stuff? A style of music? Johnny said he loves metal. I love
classic rock and metal. I mean, when I say metal, I'm talking stuff like
Nazareth.
No, well, that's not really metal. That's classic rock. No, I'm talking about Metallica.
I knew it. I was going to say Metallica.
Before the Black Album.
I love Metallica.
Sandman.
Yeah, Enter Sandman, things like that. But classic rock, back to, back into the 70s and stuff like that, stuff I grew up with.
Yeah.
I like pretty much anything before 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Music nowadays is too hard to listen to. It's weird.
Y'all put what you love in chat. Yeah. Ace likes AC/DC. They're all writing in chat. Angie says classic rock for her. How about Chris and Amy? How about y'all?
We're a
I'm
mixture.
right there with the AC/DC and the Metallica.
I like
Mhm.
country music.
Classic rock.
Classic country.
Country.
I do classic country. I don't do the new country. I can't.
Right. Yeah, the classic stuff.
I like my brain too much.
And I'm
Right.
with
Yeah.
I
A
listen
lot
to
of.
Christian music.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Right.
listen to a lot of Christian music.
What's one of your favorite ones, Amy?
Oh,
You,
there's a
you got.
lot.
I know you love a lot of
Which
them,
one
but
did we see
Plum.
when we were at? No,
what
it was the one we
what you say?
watched. I'm not saying you can't. That can't be your thing. But
Yeah.
what was that one lady we listened to at
Carrie
Victory?
Job.
Yes,
Carrie Job
Mhm.
we saw in concert
at Victory.
at Victory. Hmm.
Perks of being a guard at Victory is I got to go to the concerts for free. It was kind of
Awesome.
nice.
Yeah. We have Sammy Kershaw is coming up here, and a bunch of them. Well, actually, we're just at the Strawberry Festival they have going on. It happens. All the country artists come. I mean, you can imagine country artists out here, and they're coming up. What month is it coming up? It's another one's coming up too. Well, a bunch of beautiful. I mean, there's always something to do, and if that's your hobbies, I live and breathe music. It's life to me, and I everything I relate to music. So, and how about Chris from Texas Radar 1122? What's your favorite style music?
60s, 70s, and 80s.
Awesome.
As far as hard metal, there's one song I like from the group called Disturbed. It's called "The Sound of Silence," and which is the Art Garfunkel and all that, which is a
Yes.
remake. But I have used his video to when we lost our detective who was killed in the line of duty.
Hmm.
After a while, I wanted to make a video of pictures of him and all of the pictures that were taken of the funeral and all that, and
Hmm.
it fit that song, and so I was going to incorporate. I still haven't figured out how to incorporate the song to the pictures.
Hmm. That's a beautiful band. I mean, the lead singer on that band reaches out to a lot of genres, a lot of ages, and encourages them with some positive messages. I have to hand it to him too. And
But I also listened to Sandy Patty, who's a
yes,
Christian, and
yes.
my favorite is Via Dolorosa.
Oh, I love that song. I love singing that song too.
I like
That's a,
Hillsong too.
I love Sandy Patty. Absolutely classic.
And yes, I had when I lived in Israel, I went down all the places that I could go to,
Mhm.
as far as where things occurred.
That might be the only rap I can listen to.
Mhm. What about
Yeah,
Roger?
the Christian rap. Yeah, I can get into the Christian rap. That is just. I mean, to listen to some of that,
Mhm.
it's good. But the regular rap, I'm just like, no. That
Well,
ain't.
I do like a lot of. I actually love both sides actually because I do like. Y'all won't believe this, but I listen to Lil Wayne sometimes, and I do listen to Kirk Franklin. You know, and just classic things. There's no. I believe the only type of music that I will not listen to is the stuff that's really extremely um, uh, so metal that you can't make it out and it becomes worse than headbanging, or if there's a lot of cuss words, or if the music is played backwards and it has those meanings. I won't even touch those bands. But as far as, you know, genres, there's so much beauty in all styles of music, and it's really inspirational for human beings to tap into that. So how about Roger from Base Camp Unbounded?
I listen these days mostly to country, but
Mm-hmm.
in my younger years, I would listen to just about anything and everything. All kinds of, from hardcore metal to gangster rap to, 60s, 70s, the Beatles, Leonard Skinner,
Oh
Led
yeah, good one.
Zeppelin, like
Nice. Yeah.
What's your treat?
Uh-huh.
everything. I mean, I didn't really have a favorite genre. I just whatever was on. If I felt like it had a good rhythm and a good beat, then I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
When you were talking
I'm
about playing the clarinet, I played the saxophone for 7 years, middle school through high school.
That's awesome.
I agree, Kelly.
Yeah, those are good ones too, Serena. I like those. And I like Kelly's too. I can listen to that classical music just laying around or just sitting. I can listen to,
It's kind of situational. It's not something you don't want to put on some J.S. Bach and go driving down Memorial. It's not really driving music.
No.
But if the occasion calls for it, I can get behind some Beethoven.
Yeah.
And there's a group on YouTube that does covers, like the piano guys and then the two cellos. The two cellos guys are nuts. They took AC/DC and did it on two cellos, and it is on point.
Yes.
It's craziness what they can do with those two cellos.
Banjo cover.
Oh,
he froze again.
He froze again.
Dang.
He froze.
Which one froze, Chris or Roger?
Roger.
Starlink's giving him fit. There you go.
Oh, there you are.
Hey.
No, I was saying there's a video. It's been around for years now. Bunch of hillbillies up in the mountains playing AC/DC on banjos and.
Hey, yeah, why not?
Oh, they got the little moonshine jugs too. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. They're like blowing at the top of the moonshine jug with banjo. Yeah, I think I've seen that.
Video starts out, the guy comes riding up on his riding lawnmower, and you hear the banjo with the opening.
I need to get me a banjo. I love banjos, violins, all that stuff. Like I need every instrument. Actually, I need to have every instrument. One big music room. Have at it.
Put it right there.
Oh, okay.
I love what Kelly says. She says, Kelly's from Rebel Heart. I even listen to Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart once in a while. That's awesome.
When I was in high school, I used to listen to the Metallica's Black Album in my headphones to go to sleep at night.
Yeah.
Lay down and put my headphones in and just lay there and listen to it. And something about it would just relax me. And it seems like an odd choice to go to sleep at night, but something about it would relax me, and I would just lay there until I couldn't hold my eyes open anymore, and then I'd turn it off, put the headphones down, and pass out.
Last concert that me and Christine went to was Rush. And I like some Rush.
Yeah.
So
Dana, wow. Tim Mason says, I had Dana singing along with Metallica the other day. Couldn't believe it. That's awesome. What about Lori? Lori, what style of music do you love?
I'm partial to folk and country, old country. You know, like 50s and 60s.
Loretta Lynn, Merle Haggard.
Yes.
Say John Denver and she'll put her thumbs up.
John Denver,
little
Lori?
Dolly Parton.
Country roads take me home.
John Denver. Yeah, well, he's kind of folky.
Oh, I love folk
He's
artists.
kind of a country folk.
Yeah.
Who
is Bryson Gray?
Griffith.
Dakota, Shayla? I want to hear that. They have Robbins. Y'all heard of them? Bryson Gray?
I could tell some kind of a witty story and kind of disappear right here. But I'm gonna have to hop off, guys.
All right.
I'm just gonna basically tell you I'm gonna hop off. But it was fun being on here. I hope I see everybody at Teen Killer. And you guys are doing a great job when at the beginning of your live, whenever you were talking about it and everything like that. And that's awesome. You know, that's what the committee does. And anyway, we hope to see everybody there. Anyway, good night, everybody.
Thank you,
Johnny.
Johnny.
Bye.
And good night.
Say hi to Christine.
Love to Christine.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Those
I
peaceful
appreciate
days.
everybody who's, who come up, for our live. And Roger, it's good to have you back on panel. That is awesome.
I'll
Yeah,
try not to make it be so long next time.
yes.
Oh.
Don't leave us hanging, man. I was like, where's this guy at?
Peaceful Des wants to say hey to Roger. She's meeting Roger for the first time.
Yeah, it's been a while, so I life happens.
Yep,
Get busy, and
Yeah.
life does happen.
Absolutely.
It's good having you up on panel again. Yeah.
It's good to finally meet you because I've been subbing to your channel. So
well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope to have some videos up soon too. So I know it's been a while.
we'll do a
I
bunch
still
of
haven't put
your
one out.
Matchbox cars.
I'm actually thinking of starting another channel for that. I want to start doing customizations. I actually ordered
Good idea.
an airbrush that I've wanted since I was a kid and never had one. I finally broke down and bought one. And,
Do you make them?
No, I want to do customs. Take them apart, repaint them, change out the wheels, add detail that they don't come with, like headlights and.
I saw this guy the other day took a Hot Wheels like this size, Hot Wheels, and he made a remote control, like these little tiny itty bitty micro servos and stuff. It was just nuts. That's a whole nother level of ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was cool. I sat there and watched it, but
There's
it
a
was
channel
ridiculous.
called Tolle, I think Tolle Garage.
Okay. Uh-huh.
That guy, he does custom Hot Wheels that are just incredible. Like his videos, he uses macro lenses and he gets in real close and he uses these little fine tip paint brushes and paints the headlights in and paints all the detail inside so it's not just the black plastic. And
I see it. I found the channel. I'm going to put it in chat. So y'all have it.
I'll sit there and watch his videos for hours sometimes. Just put them on and not really watch them, but have them on in the background and just be doing other stuff. A lot of times when I'm working.
Right.
So when is 10 Killer, Amy?
Right there.
Yeah, it's scrolling at the
I'm
bottom.
looking. I'm scrolling it.
This one off.
April
It is
26th.
April 25th, 26th,
26th, and 27th.
Yep.
Cherokee Landing State Park, Park Hill, Oklahoma, Creek Shelter Pavilion.
Well, Sunday morning it will be the Creekside Pavilion because we're going to have Tony on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for that.
He will
That's
either
be
be
awesome.
in person or he will be live streamed in.
Okay. Do y'all have a RV rental place that can come and just plop a camper there down there?
Yep.
There's several.
That's what we're doing.
And that's what we're doing.
Can y'all
We've
send me
already
the
rented.
contacts? Can y'all get me that contact? Because I'd rather do that. It's just right there. It's a lot easier.
I'm still waiting for them to send me their account number so I can get an RV.
You mean rent one?
Yeah, just rent it, not buy one. Because all this super chats and all these,
No,
and they're working this week. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Because that one week there was a lot of people having last week they were having problems able to do it. So I'm glad they were working this week. 30 days until Operation Rendezvous, but 29 for me. Yep.
One of these days I'll make it to another meetup.
It's the 25th, 26th, and 27th, but we're going down Thursday.
Yeah, we'll be there Thursday.
So we're gonna be there the day before.
Mm-hmm.
The one Des is going to?
No.
Oh, you're talking about okay. All right.
Yeah, we're going down the day early to help make sure everything gets squared away.
Yep.
Roger was saying something. Was that Roger? I heard he said he wants to go to a meetup.
Yeah, I was just saying one of these days I'll make it to another meetup. I was supposed to go to Pinecone Fest, and then
Well, it was
financially,
yeah.
I was talking about having to get new tires earlier. That's why I wasn't able to make it to Pinecone Fest.
Gotcha.
We will
Yeah.
also, says
We're going
Tony.
through.
Yep, they're going Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully you get to make it to another meetup. I hadn't heard anything about BAMFest or anything like that again this year, so
I doubt they're gonna have anything.
yeah, I doubt they're gonna do that again this
They're
year.
gonna be having a baby soon,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yep.
I'd be real surprised if they ever did another one.
Yep. It was great when when they had it, so that was pretty fun. Just hanging around, laughing.
And we met new people.
We met new people.
We met other people that we met at Tin Killer that were there too.
Yep. So.
And we knew Chrissy before any of it. So that
before anything, we knew Chrissy from Paragon Ridge Ranch.
Chrissy.
Well, you all jumped
I was talking to Chrissy about my parents losing a bunch of their chickens at BAMFest. What was the name of the restaurant bar that we went to?
Oh crap!
Oh, you would ask.
If you hadn't asked, I probably thought of it.
Anyway, it was. We were there, and I was talking to her the night before at the hotel, and I was telling her about that my parents had about 30 or 40 chickens, and they left for the weekend and came back, and all their chickens but 5 were dead, and we never figured out why. They weren't carried off, they weren't mutilated, they were just all dead. And so I was telling Chrissy about it. Well, the next day before we went to the restaurant, I guess Chrissy and Jeremy went back to their property to check on their animals and feed them and do all that. She came back and brought me a dozen eggs to take to my parents to put in their incubator.
Wow.
All different breeds, and said that it just was on her heart to help because she felt bad that my parents had lost all their chickens. So I drove a dozen eggs back from Oklahoma to Texas and gave them to my parents. They put them in the incubator, and 7 of them ended up hatching, but 1 of them didn't make it. So they ended up with six new chickens. And I just thought it was never met Chrissy before that. Never really. I'd followed their channel and watched some of their videos, but I'd never really interacted with them. And she just, that's the kind of person that she is. And
yeah,
great.
Sweet. Did y'all see Jack? He was at that auction with the chickens.
Yeah.
Dyer Family Farms. Boy, they had some pretty eggs, y'all. Amy, y'all missed that. They had a good mixture. They even had a barnyard mix of eggs. They had Orpingtons. They had all beautiful Cornish. They had Silkies. They had a Cinnamoni, whatever. And then they had such good deals. And you have to, when you get them, and put them in the incubator. But they
nice.
That's cool, Ed. I didn't know that you met them almost 5 years ago. That's pretty cool. I mean, I've seen them in on the chat and stuff, but
that chicken palace they built.
Yeah, right? I know, right?
That thing is crazy.
That's what he wants to do.
Not exactly
that, but he wants.
I'm not doing it where we can keep them all separate. I just want a 20-footer, and we're going to use part of it for the hen house and part of it for storage to keep everything out of the feed.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing all that.
Yeah, no.
I'm doing 1 person door and 1 chicken door, and then the other half of the container is storage.
I'm gonna turn my outdoor shower into a small chicken coop. Build a run onto it, enclose it, and I'm gonna get like 3 or 4 chickens, just enough to have 2 or 3 eggs a day for breakfast. I'm not trying to raise a flock of chickens. I just want.
Is that their website, Amy and goodness, Rob?
Yeah, that's it. That's
it.
Forgive me.
We hatched out 49 chicks last
Mhm,
few months.
Roger.
That is cool.
Dang, Tony.
And Dakota, I say y'all do both.
Aw.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah, just yes.
Yes.
I missed that. What the answer is? Yes to what?
He said, I bought some silky roosters. Should I do a butcher and cook video?
Yes.
Yes. The answer is yes. Well, Miss Lori, are y'all planning on doing
3
the
hours.
are y'all planning on going live tonight?
And
I don't think so.
Right.
Yeah.
No. No.
I've got.
I don't
Well,
think so.
I'm not.
Hicks went
I've
to
got
Josh to
another
help
channel
him.
I'm monitoring right now. Lori knows, but
21 chicks went to Josh to help him out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
have to
sweet.
agree, Evelyn is a doll. She is such a sweetheart.
and a savior.
I love Miss Evelyn. I love
I
my
can't
sister.
brag about her enough. That and Ace. Ace
Dakota. Yeah. The meat in Silkies is black. It could be interesting, Dakota says.
Yep.
Well, y'all, I've been on for over 3 hours, and
in 1 minute.
I've got to.
1 minute.
Isn't that what I said earlier? The hour
What?
and a half mark? You were
Yep.
halfway?
Yeah.
That's what I
Yep.
said.
He called it. But
What?
hey, last week I was only live for an hour and 30 minutes. So
Mm-hmm.
Giving people withdrawals.
I know I was giving people withdrawals and stuff, but I have to get some rest because I have to be on a live. Well, not have to be. I get to be on a live with Lauren is in the kitchen with Amy and Lauren, 9:00 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Are you doing that on
Every
tomorrow?
Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Yes, every Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time is in the kitchen with Amy and Lauren. And
Well,
then,
sure
of course, I
y'all.
still have my 5 o'clock Central Standard Time live.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But
yep.
All right. I share y'all's out
You're
on
not
my
in the
community posts, so they all
No,
know.
I'm not in the kitchen yet.
Good night, Angie.
Good night, everybody. Thank you
Good night,
guys
Angie.
for coming up on panel.
Good night,
Like I
Evelyn.
said,
I'm glad y'all got to see me.
busy rest of the week.
Good night, Angie.
Good night,
All right,
Evelyn,
everyone.
take care.
Tony.
I look forward
Good
to
night,
chatting with you more.
Tony.
All right.
I think I'm Chris. I think I'm subscribed to your channel. I'll have to go check and make sure.
I think you are, but I can't. You know, it doesn't tell you. But anyway,
Yeah.
good night, Mod Mother.
Good night, Chris.
Good
Good night,
night.
everyone.
Good night,
Thank
Chris.
you.
Good
Good
night,
night, Chris and
Amy. Good
Amy.
night,
Night.
Thank
Jay.
you.
Good night, everybody in chat. Good night, John Boy.
Night.
Good night,
Good night,
Trey.
John Boy. Yeah,
Right.
good night, Trey. If you're awake still.
You went to sleep a while ago.
Right? Bye, y'all.
You hang
Night.
up.